Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about Tamayura. I really like this deck. I think it's the closest thing we have to a complete package right out of the box from set 5, in tandem with a lot of the older support we've got in the last 4 sets. I took this to locals, and another good week undefeated, went 4-0 with this deck, but more than anything I just wanted to share my thoughts on Tamayura, and hopefully we can push the meta on this deck, because I think this is a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for. Don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe if you at least enjoyed one part of the video today, help your boy. Anyways, let's get into it. So first, before we get into the meat and potatoes, let's go ahead and go over the ride line for those who are unfamiliar with what the deck does. We do have to play a pure Tamayura ride line here because they all get skills for being placed on top of the prior Tamayura. Your grade 1 says that on place, you look at the top 7, you either add one of your Romary or Rimeries, and these two are your dual nation pieces for the deck. I will refer to them as RA and RI because I will butcher their name, and it's a lot of R's to say throughout the video. But yeah, it just helps you find your combo pieces early game. And then you have your grade 2 that on ride, you can take one of your dual nation pieces from the drop zone and you add it back to your hand. So it's a free ride. Think Bob Sarga with the shield, or like discarding an arm and then adding the arm back to hand using your ride line. Finally, we have the grade 3 Tamayura, and she's got a 2-parter. So her first skill is Bootleg Final Rush. At the beginning of your ride phase, all of your front row get plus 5k. This basically means on a Persona ride, your front row is swinging for an extra 15k. This is really good because the deck can easily force out 2-card guards, which basically means you can eat up hands and push for game a lot easier. You can apply a lot of pressure with this deck, especially after your 3rd turn, so like turn 4 onward. Her second skill is on attack, you can CB1, and then you can choose to call either one of anything in your soul, or you can call out both of your dual nation pieces from the soul to rear guard. So basically you're either getting a 4-attack swing turn with your grade 3 Tamayura, or you're getting 5 attacks by calling out both of these. This deck really benefits from Persona rides, so the deck is kind of centered around thinning the deck and drawing a ton of cards, so that way you can draw into your Persona rides. In the 4 rounds I played over the weekend, I found 2 to 3 Persona rides every single game, and I often had the 2 pieces in the soul, at least 1 to 2 copies of them in the soul in every single game. So the deck is very consistent for what it does. For the grade 3s, we have to play 3 of the Persona ride because it's important. It's part of your win con. This deck is just a machine to hit numbers and force 2 cards out of your opponent's hand for every swing. That's what it excels at, and so we need to play a lot of the Persona rides. So we play 3 of those. And then we play 3 copies of Excavation Dragon. This is a staple. You'll see every single Tamayura list play this. At the end of the battle, this attacked, put this into soul, and then you choose one of your other rear guards, and they get plus 5 until the end of the turn. This is really nice because sometimes you'll miss Persona ride, so you can ping one of your grade 2s, and it'll be a 20k or 15k swinger. On the Persona ride turn, your front row is plus 15k, which basically means that plus 5 makes this a 30k swing, or any of your 10k units. So that forces another 2-card guard out of your opponent's hand before you even get to do drive checks. So really strong. 3 is just a sweet spot. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the grade 2s now. We have quite a bit, as this deck really benefits from having the extra shield, the extra aggro, likes to push early because it does do 5 attacks, but you'll be surprised how much more you'll want out of the deck, even though I think it's fairly proficient at what it does. We have, of course, 4 copies of each of the dual nations. So we have the Romary, or the RA as I like to call her, and on place, if the other one is on board, you Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. This is probably the one you're going to use most often because it's the most generic. Then we have the other dual nation piece, the Rimary, and her skill is on place. If your Romary is on the board, you can Soul Blast 2, and you choose one of your opponent's rear guards and you put it into their soul. This is really nice because you can get rid of annoying pieces like Taser Loggers, Turquoises, the Burrito, the grade 3, and Gravidia. You can get rid of Esper Idea, and similar to how when you prison Esper Idea, everything that is in the overdress goes in the prison, everything in the overdress goes to soul, so you can really screw them over if they're not familiar with the matchup and cop a couple of wins. Other than that, it's really here to facilitate this, and it gets you a 5th attack, so it's not terrible. We play 2 copies of Motive Stealth Rogue Sugumi. On place, you Soul Blast 1, you choose a card with stealth. Oftentimes you're just going to get one of your glitter units or your dual nation pieces, you're going to put them in soul. This is basically a soul swapper and helps make sure and that you always have 1 and 1 in soul, so that way you can continue to do that 5 attack combo. And then finally, lastly in the grade 2s, we have 4 copies of the Order. This is Fleeting Shine that lights life. This card's pretty good. Blitz Order, when you play it, Soul Blast 2 in your Vanguard gets the skill that all your opponent's front row units get minus 10k. What's nice about this is it doesn't give the skill to your opponent's Vanguard, so it gets around things like Urgula or things that might protect your opponent's Vanguard from targeting skills, but also it helps you not go to 5 instantly. It's just a really good defensive piece. This deck is okay aggressively and it's okay defensively. It's a very all-arounder kind of style of deck, so if you're really into those kind of decks, you might enjoy this deck. Originally I wasn't playing 4 of this, but I realized that it's not like Magnolia or Kyrie or Gravidia, where it has this like super very over-the-top win con that's very easy to hit. It is a very easy to hit win con, but it's not as polarizing as some of the other meta decks or like decks that are a little stronger than it. So things like this Blitz Order help you stay in the game long enough to where your win con becomes lethal and or problematic for your opponent. It's that we do have grade 1s now. We have quite a few of them. So I'll go ahead and talk about the tech now. So we play 2 copies of Togashirashi. I don't play 2 copies because I need to see 2. I play 2 copies because, well, that's all the space I had for, and you want to see 1 of this. The whole idea behind Togashirashi is you want to see 1 of them to put into soul, because then it makes your Blitz Order life earlier and you have extra soul fodder. If you're not playing into the Blitz Order play off of the Togashirashi, it is basically a free ride. You need the soul anyways. And in rougher matchups like Pure Light, you have extra things in the soul that you can just give your opponent if you don't want to give them your 2 dual nation pieces, so that way you can continue to bully them with your 5 attacks. That's Togashirashi. We play 4 copies of Twin Buckler. I don't know about y'all, but hopefully everyone is excited for OT and PG reprints. We definitely needed them. Not much to say here. And the final grade 1, we have Forktail. This card is like $5 right now. When I bought these, they were like 50 cents. I don't know what happened. I think the Murakumo players are going crazy with this card in premium. So congrats to you guys. Hopefully you got your Forktails before they went up, or you have the extra cash to drop for a double rare. Eyebrow raise. But basically on place, you look at the top 7 cards of the deck and you choose 1 normal unit with stealth or 1 of your dual nation pieces, and you can put it into soul. This is a great way to set up for early aggro. It's an 8k booster that you can make either a 10k booster or a 15k booster using some of your other cards, so it can hit numbers. And then it also sets up for your combo. It just does everything you need it to. I love seeing like 2 to 3 of these per game. It really sets you up for victory. I do really like this card. So we play 4 of those. And finally, triggers. So it was week 1 of the set 5, so I tried to be a little spicy. We have 4 effect crits, 4 draw triggers, 4 effect draws, 3 fronts, and 1 OT. The OT is really nice in this deck in particular because the Tamayura CB1 call 1 or 2 cards from your soul, depending on what you call it. It's not once per turn. So my round 4, I was facing Bob Sarga, and I hit OT when he was at 2 damage, and I proceeded to 2 to 6 him because I ended up getting 7 attacks, or like 6 attacks off of the Tamayura restand on OT, and he just couldn't guard it. And I guess that goes to show something, considering that Bob Sarga is really known for 1, her crit pressure and big rearguard columns. Not only that, but she also is a fairly tanky deck and has a lot of shield, a lot more than you think she does. So OT synergizes extremely well in the deck. I wanted to play fronts as the extra 5k shield, so the 20k shield is really nice against some of these more aggressive decks. Also, when you reset your column off the Tamayura skill, it's before you do your drive checks, so the front trigger is very live for you, especially if you miss Persona Ride. It helps you hit that 15k boost to front row, so that way you can continue to press your opponent with our 2-card guard game plan. Other than that, effect crits give plus 2k. So that combined with the Excavation Dragon means you can pass 7k onto any unit or any column, and you can make things hit really pretty numbers and kind of push into that next guard bracket. So hitting perfect numbers is really important with this deck. We have 4 copies of the effect draw because It's a combo piece deck. I would love to be able to play the crits and fronts and no draws, but you need your combo pieces, and yeah, this helps a lot. I already talked about OT, and yeah, heals are heals, keeps you alive. That is the deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe, and more than anything, take care of yourself and